Hello, Paula Ivey. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. So, the purpose of this is just to find out a little bit about you and your family and your goals for joining co-housing and going on this journey and see how we can make this all happen. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, currently I am a professor at a couple of universities. Uh, Prior to that, I worked in the Health Information Management Department of several functions. I actually started out as a birth certificate clerk, and through education and experience, I worked my way up to director. I received my degree in health information management from Houston Community College, and then I transitioned to Texas Southern for my bachelor's in HIM, and then on to my master's for healthcare administration. So I've been in the HIM field for a long time. I retired from my full-time director role in 21. So I have 44 years in HIM. I've always had the teaching experience from DeVry, working full-time.
Which is where we met.
Yes, absolutely. Just at I think we're HCC or a TEXIMA conference, or was it a HEMA conference?
It was a Hahima conference.
HEMA, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so, and that's, yeah, exactly how it started. We just chit-chatting, and
We
I think
sat next to
one,
each other at lunch.
yes, and someone was with you that was teaching for you at DeVry. And I
No,
said, I think I remember, oh, that
you were my first teacher.
wasn't your first teacher? Oh,
Uh-huh.
I did. I thought somebody else was there that was teaching somewhere. And I said, oh my God, I'd love to do that, but I'm not a teacher. And you said, you know the material. And you invited me to come speak to the class, and I did. And the power is in your audience uh, respect of you. And so, when they know, oh, she's an HIM director, oh my God, that is so awesome. That's what they strive to be. So you bring that credibility. And then, I got real comfortable. And then you said, oh, that was your interview. So yeah, that's how it started. I mean, literally, it's been 17, 18 years.
Oh my goodness. It was
Yeah, and
2005. So actually 19 years.
19 years. Yeah, and so so I've added other courses, or other schools. So I love that part of it. It's remote. You can be anywhere in the world, and I can still interact with my class, my students, and so it's been great. It's been a great journey. And, when you mentioned co-housing, or I saw your Facebook post where you was really active in that. And I thought about that and I said, this is so awesome. And I feel like we're just so behind, 50 years behind, where this should have happened, where we'd have had our uh, stake in the ground, land all over. And so I'm really, really excited about it. I don't like the slowness of it. If we could do it, if you and I could do it, if I could do it, just let's get this ball rolling. And it just seems to be such a challenge now. And to get people committed to this project that say this is what they want to do. But, when it comes down to, okay, let's get down to actually moving, then you lose them. So, but I'm going to hang in there, and prayerfully it comes through, because it's a great concept. And in the part of, we're having our own individual homes, but working together as a community, building businesses, and bringing people in, and then you can all kind of look out for each other and take care of the elderly as we get older. And so truly excited about this prospect. And it's just a little frustrating because it's moving too slow. Because okay, we said yes, okay, let's go do it. That's
Yeah,
it.
we want to go ahead and hit the ground running, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Let's
good.
let's do it because but we've had some roadblocks and so we have to just keep going. But I'm truly excited about it.
So tell me about your family. Who would be coming?
Well, my oldest son, which you had the chance to meet, he is truly just beyond excitement. He has an entrepreneur spirit, so he's always kind of worked for himself. He's uh, not long distance, but he drives uh, big trucks, and they delivering. I don't even know what it is, but he picks up items for this company and deliver it. And so, but when we talked about this prospect, he was truly excited. I mean, I think he visited the Angleton property 10 times. He thought this was the best spot because it's got the traffic, 18-wheeler traffic, which is what he drives. And so he was truly, truly excited, still is, because every day we talk, he said, "What's the latest?" And I said, "We still working." I try to keep him encouraged because he wants to do it, and he wants to have a business. I mean, he sends me a screenshot of, "Oh, look, this business," and that type, like a food truck business or the RV park business. So there's a whole lot that he uh, think about and engage. We just have to buy this property. We really do. And he would throw in 500% making it happen. Um, and but my middle child is in Louisiana. He is just kind of the low key one. Just if you bring him along, he's gonna come, but to take charge, no. And
Okay.
then my youngest child, Tyra, she's a nurse, lives in Atlanta, and currently she works for Passion City Church as people development is her title. And so she loves interacting with people. She pretty much pull not interview the staff, but works that process where she will send names to the director of that department. So she's very involved with the people at the church. Um, and I have four grandbabies, and one of my grandbabies has four babies. So I have four great grandbabies.
Well, I didn't know you was a great grandma.
Yes, I'm a great grandma. And so it's pretty wild because I feel all of 40, but I will be 70 in November. So
Oh,
that's my
wow.
family. My husband and I have been married 11 years. Oh my God, I forget yet. 11 years. And we love to travel. And we've been fortunate to visit it. I think we have all the continents covered except Antarctica. So we plan a trip. I mean, I have like 4 or 5 mini trips, and then our big trip to London that Vanda is coming on.
Yay.
Yeah. So I believe in just living life to the fullest. I've always had this travel bug. Even when I had no money, I would take my children to San Antonio, Dallas. Just we were doing something,
Yeah.
and now we just kind of graduate to actually take a flight to London, to South Africa, to Johannesburg, Australia. So life is good, and I really want to be able to help my children move to that level without so much struggle.
Yeah.
So,
So, and once we buy this property, we will put it in a trust for
yes.
our children
Hmm.
and grandchildren, for our families,
Yes.
so that they can't, like when we die off, they won't sell it off because, a
Yes.
lot of Black people, a lot of people, period, have
Yeah.
lost land
Yeah, they
because,
want the cash, and then they find themselves with zero all over again because
yeah,
they sold the land uh,
yes,
versus keeping it, living on it. and taking care of business. And so yeah, that's I really not necessarily regret, but the opportunity that passed by, because I've sold like 3 or 4 homes versus keeping them and leasing them, and then I would have it.
Yeah.
But we just gonna start right now and moving forward and getting
Yeah,
this
we
done.
didn't know the advantages of it then, but it's our
Yeah,
responsibility now to
yeah,
share that with our children and grandchildren so that they won't make the same mistakes that we made.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's the goal. So truly excited about it. I had not heard of it until I saw it from you, and but it makes so much sense. And everybody's just kind of in their own little corner, and how do we break that and get that togetherness? Like we're all in this together. We're not trying to take advantage of anyone. Uh, you could still be you and be a part of the community as much as you want. Come outside. If you don't want to come outside, stay in your own private space. And that's what I think people miss, because other cultures, they do this so well and we don't. So, but that's my
Right.
story. I think we froze.
Right. You remotely.
Yeah,
Oh,
um, freezing.
yeah. And another thing intentionally. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it stops in and out. And
Yeah, you froze up for a minute.
yeah, I did. Yeah, we
Can you hear
we
me now?
froze. I could hear you,
Oh,
but it's weird, like in slow
yeah, so
motion.
I was saying, okay, well, this is part we're gonna have to cut and edit, I guess.
Yes, and give me a nice background other than my junky office.
Well, I don't know about that. You can do a virtual background on your Zoom.
Let's see, where do I go?
Go to share screen, on the side, I think.
Okay, there's a shared. Well, you have shared screen up. I don't think I could.
Uh, I'm sorry, it's on where video is, then you would go to choose virtual background.
Okay, where because it says stop video.
On the side, you see that little button on the side? It's like going
Oh,
up.
here, yeah, there's a little drop down. Oh,
Do you see virtual background?
um, view, edit, recording. Hmm. Zoom meeting. Okay, this phone does not stop. Hmm. I can figure it out. I think Lee probably knows how to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe you can't do it while your
while we're live,
video
yeah,
is
I may have to do it
going.
later, but
But
oh,
what I was saying was, there are communities called intentional communities.
mm-hmm.
And then they go by different names, and we just aren't privy to that because they don't really advertise. Once they get their community, it's a close-knit community. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want outsiders in there, so they don't really, you're not going to hear about it.
Not going to hear it. Yeah, exactly. Unless they're actively looking for members, which is where we went for Indigo, and I mean for the way that process is, um, the cluster. You know how they have all the different little sections. I thought that was really cool. If like I bought 3 of those, and you bought 3 of this one, and the cottages and stuff, and but that's being uh in their community versus building our own. So I don't know which way should we pursue. What do we, because I kind of been all over the place. I almost signed this contract in Fulshire, but when she said, "Oh, this one's gone," the lady came in and she put the contract, whatever. I said, "Oh, fine, maybe that's my sign. Then okay, I'm not supposed to buy there." Versus waiting, because you said you need 3 or 4 years once your grandbaby finished school. So I think I'm gonna just sit and wait. I either stay here or we move at at
So
some
by the
point.
time Indigo gets theirs ready, it might be that time. I know they're working on it now, but I don't think they're working on that part. But that's a thought. We could buy that cluster and still have
Yeah,
our own families right there on their property.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And then and still pursue the business part, by land. So, but I think we have to move on that. Don't we have to put earnest money or something if we want the cluster or the cottages or one of the homes? Um,
Well,
I
how
noticed that they
about
wouldn't have the pricing um, for later, but I think we need to get on somebody's list before this all goes. It's all gone.
where they're all sold out?
Yeah, exactly. Um,
So what I'm gonna do is next week, I'm gonna invite the people from Indigo to come and talk with us about
okay, yeah,
about them, and we can ask them questions and get our questions answered from them. Maybe see how they did it. Maybe they got a little part that they want to sell off. Maybe we could buy that part. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It'd be
Well, they
close to
kind of
them,
talked
but
about,
not there.
the two developers, and that's really where it starts. We need a developer to believe in our dream, our plan, and buy the land, and then we work our plan. And
Calling
I
all
think that's how it starts.
developers, calling all developers, any developers out there,
Yeah,
believe in
yeah,
our plan and
exactly.
our
And
dream.
yeah, exactly. And who, I mean, like, the ones from um Houston, not CoHousing Houston, or the other one from the couple that we chatted with a few times. The developer purchased the land and they paid him back. Yeah, he seemed to be open um, to developing a new piece of land. So maybe we could get with him again, but it just seemed like we're at a standstill. But I mean, with all these folks, oh, that just really irritates me. Nobody's on the call. You ask what time is best for them, and so that's why I'm thinking, the cluster in Indigo, you and I seem to be, and Sophie may come along or may not, I'm not sure. But if we focus on, okay, we got two families here. Uh, my grandson, my son, my granddaughter wants to move to Houston. And so we got the cluster purchase. There's like a four-part in that cluster. And then the other part, I don't know, cottages. We could just mix and match.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
son.
because I got my mother-in-law, my husband, my son, one daughter that I know will come, and a
Mm-hmm.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then I talked to my friend in Atlanta. She trusts and believe in this process. Just
Mm-hmm.
talked to her the other night. She's interested. She doesn't have any family, no children, no spouse, and she's thinking about what's going to happen to me when I get older. Who's going to take care of
Yeah.
me?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. For
And
sure.
she has a house. Her mom left her, so she will be, able to liquidate it and be able to come.
To come. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And so why can't we make this happen? But I think that may be a good option with Indigo, and get that started. So yeah, I think if you can invite them, and we could have a conversation with them. I think if you approach it as, we're interested in buying a 4-unit something, and they may, take the time to join.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then we can ask them some other questions
yeah,
along
exactly.
the
Just
way.
tell them we want to purchase 4-unit, and or for something, and yeah, yeah. Because I think I still have that paperwork. We could pick a spot. Yeah.
Okay.